Welcome, everyone. Thank you for coming to our webinar today. I think we'll probably still have a few more people join us, but I always want to just start out by welcoming everyone. And I feel like it's always helpful for folks to see a face with a voice. So at least in the beginning, I'm going to share my camera so you can see me. Hi, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for coming. I'm going to make space for my PowerPoint so that I can talk. But again, I just wanted to let you know that there is a real person behind the voice. And again, we're really glad that you came to this presentation on National Runaway Prevention Month so that you can get involved, take action, and make a difference. We're hoping that each and every one of you who are participating today will do exactly that. So I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Lee Osipchak. I am the Chief Program Officer and at the National Runaway Safe Line. And I am joined by two lovely ladies, Catherine LaBelle, who is our development coordinator, and she's going to be helping to manage questions. So feel free to ask questions throughout the presentation today. We will also leave time at the end of the presentation for questions. And then also we have Beth Richmond, who is our communication consultant. And both of these lovely ladies have been helping with NRPM this year. And if possible, or whenever possible, they will also chime in here and there to share some ideas and information. So part of what we would like to do today in terms of our objectives is to make sure that folks have a basic understanding of runaway and homeless youth issues. So we'll briefly touch upon that, learn about the importance of supporting National Runaway Prevention Month, or NRPM, highlight resources including the 2020 NRPM Toolkit, a youth toolkit, and many more. And then, of course, identify ways that you can support NRPM in your community. I'm hoping that today we can spend some time hearing me kind of tell you a little bit of information, but also trying to make this a little bit interactive with as many people as well. So giving some space later in the presentation for folks to share information as well. So I always like to start with a poll question because I do think that it's helpful to get a temperature. So I want to just find out from folks, are you new to National Runaway Prevention Month? So I'm going to go ahead and launch this poll and give folks a few minutes to vote and just say, yes, this is new to me this year, or new to my community, or new to my organization, or nope, I'm a seasoned professional, no problem. Okay. I see quite a few more people still voting, so I'll give a few more seconds for folks to have an opportunity to vote on that poll. Wonderful. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and close that poll and share those results with you. So right now, it looks like we've got 68% of you said yes, I am new, and 32% of you said no, I'm seasoned at this. So I would love to just both get folks who are new and who have been a part of this excited about November for National Runaway Prevention Month 2020, and also really try to have opportunities for us to learn from each other, both folks that have new ideas, or folks that have ideas that they are going to use again because they were so fabulous last year. So again, thank you for sharing in the poll. And I'm going to go ahead and close that poll now. And we are going to go ahead and just talk about, why is this kind of work important? Why is runaway prevention an important thing for us to be discussing? In some recent research through Chapin Hall, one of the things that they said is that 1 in 30 youth aged 13 to 17 and 1 in 10 young adults aged 18 to 25, endure some form of homelessness. Think about that. That's a lot of young people experiencing some form of homelessness in a given year. We find that that's kind of our driving force for having something like National Runaway Prevention Month, where we can really focus on awareness, focus on prevention efforts, focus on intervention as well, really to highlight these issues that are facing young people. So some of the things that the National Runaway Safe Line does as well, in terms of our own prevention efforts, really one of the things that hit home to us in 2019, according to our statistics for our hotline, 1-800-RUNAWAY, 60% of the youth who connected with us were still at home. And we were like, wow, that's important information for us to be thinking about. It really gave us kind of this sweet spot where we could really prevent runaway episodes, hopefully, and also think about how our interventions and services can reduce time on the streets for those who have already left home. So we really wanted to think about not only Runaway Prevention Month and some other things, but also think about how do we provide services both from prevention to intervention to help support this. So here's some of the things that we do. We try very hard to connect youth to community resources and help them identify supports as well. We know that that helps to mitigate issues that are happening for them. Utilizing our 5-step crisis intervention model to help young people and families problem solve, come up with a crisis plan to address issues that are happening. Mediate difficult conversations between youth and parents or legal guardians through our conference calling program. And then providing access for young people who are interested in going back home, to get them, reduce the time that they're on the streets through our Home Free program that we operate in conjunction with Greyhound Bus. And of course, the most important, which I know all of you know, the biggest thing that we can do to help prevent run episodes is really to be a listening ear, to listen without judgment and help young people and their families connect to resources and problem solve. Some of the other prevention efforts that we provide as an organization is we publish educational materials, tip sheets, blogs, things that just highlight runaway and homeless youth issues, as well as available resources. And we really want to continue to build that up over the course of the year. We feel like the more we can build partnerships with different community partners, the more we can also build up our resource database, highlight resources on our website as well, to really get the word out about things that can help young people. We provide a free prevention curriculum called Let's Talk to educate youth about alternatives to running away, help them develop life skills or problem-solving skills, and inform them about trusted resources and make connections with adults in their community. The idea behind the free 14-module life skill curriculum, which is available to download on our website, I know a shameless plug when I say one, is available for folks to utilize and modify one-on-one or with groups of young people. It's really the idea is that when a young person hits a time of crisis, then again, they're more likely to have access to coping mechanisms, problem-solving skills, life skills, and resources. And then lastly, we lead the charge for National Runaway Prevention Month, this awareness campaign that all of you have come to hear a little bit more about, which we're very excited. So what is NRPM? So we lead the effort of NRPM with the support of the Family Youth Service Bureau and partner organizations such as yourself. NRPM is the annual public awareness campaign focused on runaway and homeless youth issues and at-risk youth issues because they all tie together. Each November, organizations such as yourself from across the country can host activities, events, informational posts, lots of different things which we're going to get into to highlight the experiences of runaway homeless youth and their families as the role that everyone needs to take in ending youth homelessness. By showcasing these resources during NRPM, we hope that we assist communities in really building up and strengthening their safety net for at-risk youth and provide a source of light, hope, and support for young people. So if you were going to say, what are the key goals of NRPM? To raise awareness about runaway and homeless youth issues and the issues that they face in general or at-risk youth, and to educate the public about solutions and, moreover, the role that they can play in ending youth homelessness in 2020 or in 2020 or by the end of 2021, definitely. One of the things that we do as a strategy to promote this awareness is to provide different kinds of short informational pieces. And I'm going to show you a couple different versions or samples of this throughout the presentation today, and also really try to get all of you in, having an opportunity to share maybe some of the things that you're thinking about doing to promote awareness in your community. So this is basically it's a short video, 30 seconds, and it really can be used as a social media ad just to promote awareness. Now, National Runaway Safe Line, in conjunction with FISB, will be posting some of these social media ads that you can reshare or utilize in different ways as well. So hopefully you'll be able to see this. Great. And so I know that you probably couldn't hear the little music in the background, but there was no, besides some music in the background, there was no sound. But again, just an idea of how we can together or separately think of different kind of cool and innovative ways to kind of get the word out in our own communities as well. So why should you become a partner? Well, being an NRPM partner means that you want to get involved, you want to take action, and you want to make a difference as it relates to runaway and homeless youth in the United States. Becoming an NRPM partner is a wonderful opportunity for us to collaborate not only with the National Runaway Safe Line, but hopefully with one another as well. When you become an NRPM partner, which we're hoping to continue to grow, I will tell you that right now we have 77 partners, and we'd love to have like 6,000. But if we have, a couple hundred this year, we'd be very excited about that. So we want to continue to grow that. And one of the things a goal we'd really love to achieve this year is to have a representative in every state to make this a truly national initiative. So once you become an NRPM partner, which is very easy, you will receive a packet of goodies, which we're very excited about. Toolkits, which are coming soon, which we'll talk more about in a few moments as well, filled with ideas and resources and kind of a step-by-step to make it very easy for you to be a partner, whether you're joining as a partner as an individual or as an organization. And then invitation to some of our national events and activities, as well as to partner with us and get some guidance and share information with other folks across the country, which is very exciting, during our partner calls. So our next partner call is on Thursday. And so after this webinar, when we send out an email, we will make sure that we include the link to that to register for that call. If you want to follow up and take action to make a difference and get involved, you can start by coming to the next partner call, which we're very excited to do. To become a partner, you're really just saying that you support this awareness campaign, that you want to provide hope and shine a light on runaway and homeless youth issues in your community. And the way that you do that is very simply by completing our online form. I'm going to make sure that link is also provided in the follow-up email. But if you notice, along with the webinar today, there is the handout. There's two handouts. One is just this slide, which gives you the clickable link. So I want to give folks a challenge to do it by the end of the day. If you want to, I'd love to have 100 new partners by the end of the day. So if you want to click on that link through that handout and become a partner today, we would love that. Otherwise, you can certainly click on the link in the email that you'll receive as a follow-up. One of the other handouts that you'll see is also the PowerPoint presentation that you're experiencing as well. So I know I've kind of talked a little bit about these national events. So I'm going to give you a few, go through a couple of the national events, and then I'd love to kind of get some feedback from all of you, and we'll open it up to a little bit of discussion about how you can get engaged. So November 1st is Facebook Profile Picture Day, and I think a lot of us adults are Facebook folks, and we all know how easy it is to just show your support for a cause by putting on a filter to your Facebook profile picture. It will look very similar to this light bulb, so it's kind of cool looking, and hopefully you would be willing, once it comes out, which it will with the toolkit in the coming weeks, to put that filter on for the month of November to show your support and encourage all your friends and family to do the same. Some other National Runaway Prevention Month events are Education Week, which is November 2nd through the 6th. Throughout this week, NRS will lead an online educational series to inform the public about runaway and homeless youth issues. We encourage folks to connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram ahead of time so you can join the conversation. You can encourage your supporters to participate as well, and you can, share the Instagram posts or the Facebook posts or the tweet that we put out as well. So just lots of great information, just sharing statistics and resources. And then on November,
This is
On
Catherine,
November.
LaBelle, Development Coordinator. I just wanted to jump in super quick to say we also
Yeah.
encourage you to share information specific to your organization during this time that we might promote on our social media channels to our audience. So really use this time as a space to inform and to share all of that information that I'm sure you have on your own clients.
Wonderful. And statistics about your community, because we might have, thank you, Catherine, we might have some of this national scope stuff, but I think it's also important for, as you're promoting awareness in your own community, and I think Catherine would agree, it's helpful for folks to know not only how is this issue affecting your community, but what are resources available, such as yourselves. So thank you for that. I appreciate you chiming in. That's helpful. And then we've got the Twitter chat and resource day, and I think that follows nicely with what we were just talking about. We really want our partners alongside NRS to discuss key issues related to runaway and homeless youth. So we're going to have a Twitter chat at a specific time that folks can participate in, and it's kind of cool. I'm a little bit older and not as a little bit nerdy, so I'm Twitter chats are kind of interesting because you really get to see kind of this national discussion, which is really wonderful. So I'll show you an example of kind of a sample question. So like, for example, last year, one of the questions was that we posted during the Twitter chat was, what does the runaway and homeless youth issue look like in your community? So it really gave people an opportunity to talk about that. And then follow along and participate, and you can use at 1-800 or the hashtag. We also really want, again, like Catherine said, we don't want to just shine a light on our resources. We want to shine a light on all the resources across the country, because we know that young people are in need, and we want to help them know about you, know about the fabulous work that you're doing as well, especially around this issue as well. So some of the other events are Wear Green Day on November 10th. And wear any green. Show your support for ending youth homelessness. Post a picture and a message, and use the hashtag NRPM 2020 on social media to increase the visibility. This is a super easy, fun way. What a lot of people have done in the past is lots of group photos. So everyone in your organization, they all wear green on that day. You take a picture, you post it on your organization's social media or on your personal social media if you have a group of friends that want to do that. And I'll show you some examples momentarily. And then on November 17th, which is just recommended because we know that there's different, folks might have different dates that they need to develop a community event for, but Light the Night community events are just really a way to do a community event. And I know that that might look a little different this year. So certainly there's lots of different ways to do this virtually. So in the past, and again, this was at a different time, but in the past, folks have done like a display of different resources, of different runaway prevention posters. Folks have had sleep-ins or sleep-outs. Folks have had runs or walks. All those different types of things, again, might not be able to happen currently, but I know other folks have done things like just lighting up a tree or other kinds of lighting ceremonies, or folks have had a virtual panel discussion. So there can be a myriad of different things, and we'll brainstorm that a little bit together as well in terms of some different events that we might want to consider. So before we get into the group discussion, I think it's helpful because I'm a visual person. So I'm just going to show you a little bit of what um, some folks did across the country last year. So just in terms of Education Week, so Gem Girls posted some statistics about for themselves during the Twitter chat. Again, this was a sample question. So, what are some of the stereotypes about youth experiencing homelessness? And folks chimed in across the country. Again, groups of folks, posted wearing green together, and then tweeted it out. And again, in Light the Night, people did lots of different things, whether they had a poster session, all different types of things. Other folks did green light. So folks would shine a green light during the month. So I know folks have done a variety of those as well. We're hoping actually, and this might be not finally confirmed, but we're hoping that this year we'll have lots of green lights around the country, from whether it's from your organization to national landmarks. We're hoping, maybe fingers crossed, that we might have Niagara Falls turned green for NRPM this year, potentially. Maybe. Not 100%, but I think so. So what I'd love to do right now is just really open it up for discussion. And either you can raise your hand and share some information, or just put it in the question box or the chat box. What are some of the successful activities that you've executed in support of NRPM, and how can they be modified in 2020? So if folks have suggestions or ideas, so if you've done something in the past, how can you think about, or you've heard of other awareness activities that have been done for maybe even different causes, and how maybe they've been done in this virtual world that we have going on right now? So I'd love for folks to share, and I'm going to let Catherine tell us what people are putting in the question box, or unmute people so they can share on the audio.
All right, let's see. Oh, I lowered hands. All right, we have had our local legislative building lit up in green on a night in November. That's a great idea. You can definitely reach out to local landmarks to see if they'll light up green for Light the Night. Putting green shirts while we are all meeting via Zoom, awesome. You can take screenshots to share on your social media. It's a really compelling way to show what you're doing for NRPM. I think providing parents and communities with resources for therapy and outreach programs could be a good idea. Definitely. We have heard from some of our existing partners about virtual resource fairs and the like, where you're directly providing resources and opportunities with the NRPM spirit. We took a group picture wearing green. We've also handed out, candle lights, battery operated, to light the night. That's awesome. We have heard of virtual candlelight vigils where people connect over video and host what would be an in-person candlelight vigil virtually. In 2020, we are getting a local park and fountain lit green. We have supportive agencies and safe locations that have agreed to have green footprints painted on the windows with yard signs and flyers that announce the Awareness Month, and a QR code to a web page with stats, statistics and facts, and resources. I think that's awesome. Very comprehensive.
Wow.
Yeah, tackling like every single, angle you can for NRPM. I love it. The green footprints in particular, I think, are an awesome idea. Let's see, some other things we've heard of people doing are a virtual 5K. There are a lot of sites now that are hosting virtual sporting events in place of in-person events. Um, but yeah, please, I'm happy to read off any more. Raise your hand if you'd like to speak to the group directly. These are some awesome ideas, guys.
Okay, so now I'm going to prompt maybe new folks, which was, I think, 68% of you, to chime in. Do you have any suggestions or ideas about what you think you might want to do this year, or replicate in some sort of way from other campaigns that you've seen or heard? And we'll let you enter that into the question box or raise your hand again, and just again trying to give folks, because we know that we get the best ideas from each other, because we definitely have some ideas and we're going to share some more of those, but again, we know that you guys are on the ground and very creative and have come up with a lot of cool activities.
Yeah, so we have a couple of more ideas. One is to decorate our offices slash shelters in green. I think that's an awesome idea. It's really festive and just a nice way to bring the spirit back to your office. I'd love to host a community panel on the local statistics, prevention programs, and resources, as well as local policy and systems change to strengthen awareness of educational and health access supports for unaccompanied youth. Awesome. Super comprehensive approach. You could do like a virtual roundtable or group discussion around that as well. A screening of a documentary on the issue is an awesome way to engage your community. Anyone can watch a movie, and it's pretty easy to host on social media such as Facebook Live. I would like to host a family game night to raise awareness, but the candle lighting ceremony may be more practical. You can always do both. There are some online apps that allow you, you could almost break it up into two portions where either preceding or after a game night. So yeah, great ideas.
I know some other things I've heard and seen too is, if you, I've heard of a couple different things in terms of folks handing out something that people can eat. Like, for example, last year, one of the things that we had is we had a pin or a ribbon or something like that we that would indicate that you were a supporter of NRPM, so that as people ask you about it, you can educate them about it. I know that some other communities have done some events where it might be something like a play or a skit about the issue, and then you could post that online and show folks. There are quite a few documentaries, books, things like that that could be helpful to do in terms of sharing information about the issue and then having a discussion. So again, there's lots of different things that we can do around it. One last question. What activities have you seen or read about in connection with NRPM or other public awareness campaigns that you'd like to try, but aren't sure how to do? Because we'd love to help you if you had something you were thinking of doing, but you weren't sure how to do it. Oh, awesome. I see some.
Okay, so we have another suggestion. It doesn't look like a question, but we have ordered green bracelets for the month, similar to the Live Strong bracelets, and staff and clients wear them all month long. Awesome. Definitely great to present some sort of item or piece that people can wear. As a partner, all of your organizations will receive a partner pack of similar items to this, like NRPM hand sanitizer and lip balm. But giving out green items from your own organization is a great idea.
I see someone said that they were thinking about creating a video at shelters with a prompt, "You might be a runaway if," and various headshots of youth saying the reason why to raise awareness. Absolutely. Creating small grab bags with awareness and health resources. Wonderful. And then I don't know if I'm missing anything else there, Catherine, but
No, I think that's all I'm seeing at the moment.
well, I think I got our juices going, got the brain flow happening, which again is a great reason why it's wonderful to join the partner calls. Again, there'll be one later this week, and there'll be some more in the future, just to get ideas from folks as well. So thank you for sharing all of that. I really appreciate your bravery in sharing and just the genuine discussion of ideas. So some additional thoughts to engage your community. Some of these we already talked about, but host a virtual panel, which actually was we did a panel last year with Sasha Bruce, the National Network for Youth, and the Family and Youth Service Bureau, and had some youth speak about their own experience, which was a wonderful virtual way to kind of share that information. Post a community display, so something in a public area. Host a virtual fundraiser. Again, I'm going to do more shameless plugging of Let's Talk. Utilize the Let's Talk Runaway Prevention curriculum, which again is free. In there's some activities, especially in Module 6, that you might be able to use to share awareness. Post an article on your website or in your newsletter. Pitch a story to your local media. Organize a green light project. Again, a lot of folks across the country have taken the time to try to get either their own building lit up green, their own porch, or a local landmark has always been a really helpful thing. Pursue a proclamation from your local government. Promote NRS's crisis services on social media or your website. Follow us during the month of November and share information about NRPM. Some additional ways that you can engage your community, and this is alongside some of what you guys already talked about, right? So socially distanced movie nights, a book club, an open mic night, care packages. We will also be providing these commitment cards for folks to download. So if you want to encourage folks to make a commitment to show how they're going to support runaway and homeless youth. So it could be something like, I support runaway and homeless youth by wearing green today, right? And then sharing your strengths. So if you're really good at making videos, maybe you want to get in touch with a local runaway and homeless youth shelter and say, hey, for NRPM, I want to share my strength of making a video and see how I can help you provide services and awareness for your organization and the work that you do. Again, engage your community through social media. This is a really ideal platform for sharing statistics, stories, activities, videos, news posts. It's also wonderful even if you just like and share stuff, retweet, comment. All those things drive more social media and more awareness. And so you'll see there I have some different places where you can connect to NRS and the Family and Youth Service Bureau around NRPM.
Hi, this is Catherine again. I'd like to hop in one more time via social media. So we will be releasing some social media graphics alongside the toolkit, and that will be available on our website at 1-800-runaway.org/NRPM. And then you can also share posts directly from our social media. So, you'll be able to customize this. Yeah, that's a great example of some of our general posts. So hopefully that
we were on
some options.
We were on the same wavelength, Catherine, so I'm glad you said that, because I had pulled this up and I almost forgot, so I'm glad you said that. So these are I know it's kind of small, but just to give you some examples of some of the colorful things that we, social media posts that we try to put out there for folks to either grab onto, and these are older, but again, we'll have some of that available for you this year as well. So thank you for that. We also will have available soon 2 wonderful toolkits. The first one is the NRPM Partner Toolkit, and kind of what the different components of that toolkit are: events and activities, tips for hosting events, tips on communication and spreading the word, a messaging guide with a lot of great statistics so you don't have to do the research. We've done it for you. So some of those social media pieces will be in the guide as well. And then talking points and additional statistics to share out. All of that will be available very soon on our website at 1-800-runaway.org. And then new this year, we are going to put out a youth toolkit. So again, bringing youth voice to this campaign is very important. So giving them some young folks some ideas about making sure they understand the issues, some resources that are available for runaway and homeless youth, how to become a youth ambassador, and then very similar, some ideas for events and activities. And actually, since we've started to launch this, which is brand new this year, I think we have around five youth ambassadors already signed on. And again, thanks to folks that have been partners, NRPM partners in the past as well. So that too will be available on our website soon as well. Again, some of the other additional NRPM resources that will be available on our website. So we will have some sample proclamation requests and letters. So again, asking government officials to do a proclamation. This is something that a lot of folks have done in the past. So I know that, so for example, last year in Honolulu, Hawaii, they got a proclamation. Dallas, Texas got a proclamation. So I know we've gotten some city proclamations and state proclamations. So I know we had Illinois and Colorado last year. So again, these are great ways to also engage your community as well. We will also have some, in addition, we'll have a community slide presentation that you can use, similar to what you're seeing here, but a little bit more modifiable for you, so you can add your own information as well. And then we'll also have a press release sample that you can use alongside a media pitch. So if that's something you want to either do on your own in your local community, or certainly feel free to reach out to us and we can do something like that together as well. So some additional resources. So again, all of this information will also be in the email, the follow-up email that we send out tomorrow. So again, where you'll be able to find information about National Runaway Prevention Month, suggested social media posts. If you want to have any NRS flyers, brochures, bookmarks, we have these great stress, how to cope with stress bookmarks, some really fun stuff. the free Let's Talk Runaway prevention curriculum, and then a couple more of those PSAs and informational videos specific to NRPM and the national events will also be available on our website for you to access as well. All right. So before I move on, I always like to just show people how to get to stuff because I think it makes it easier for you. So this is our webpage, and if you want to come to the webpage and you go to Get Involved, you're going to see National Runaway Prevention Month, and it's going to start to show you information about how to become a partner, and you can fill out that form. And here it is. You can see it's not very intimidating as well. And then you'll also see that if you want to become a youth ambassador or you know a young person that would like to, you can also click here. If you're already a partner and plan on doing something this year, we want to know. Excuse me, sorry. So we can highlight you as well as all the other organizations that have signed on. So this is where you can go to see some of that information as well. So I want to just open it up to questions again. So please feel free to ask questions, raise your hand, and let us know if there's anything that you might have a question about. But before I do that, actually, I forgot I had one more poll, so let me do that. Before everybody leaves, I just want to get a temperature gauge of, now that you've heard a little bit more about NRPM, are you planning to participate? And either you already am, or yes, you'd like to, or maybe you need to think about it.
All right, while we're answering this poll, I'm going to answer another question. Is there a local network, or is there a network of local partners and events geographically so we can coordinate with like-minded partners? This is a great question. We received something similar to it at our first partner call about 2 weeks ago. And we are sorting partners by geographical region. So if you would reach out to us directly, we can tell you if there are any other organizations in your area that you can work together with.
Okay, great. And certainly if you're not a runaway and homeless youth provider, we could also connect you to those folks as well.
There
so
we go.
It looks like, just to show the poll results, 64% said yes, 26 said already am, and unfortunately 11% said no, but thank you for coming anyway, just to learn more about us. And certainly if you have questions about how you can become a partner, or what would be a barrier for you to becoming a partner, feel free to reach out to us to talk about that as well. So any other questions? We'll stay around for a little while longer. I know we've got about 4 or 5 more minutes before the end of the webinar, just to really answer questions, share ideas. Feel free to either raise your hand with that little cartoon hand, or type something in the question box. So certainly, if you have lots of questions, I see some folks are saying that they have quite a few questions. You could reach out to either myself or Catherine, all of our contact information will be in the email tomorrow, and you can see my information on the screen now as well. So hopefully that will help as well. There are some, so somebody asked, are there crossover collaboration with other national organizations like NCMAC or similar human trafficking? There is some crossover collaboration, of course, with the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children and Polaris, as well as the National Human Trafficking Hotline. So absolutely. I don't see any other new questions. Do you see any other new questions, Catherine?
No, I do not.
Okay. Well, then I just want to thank all of you for coming and participating and spending a little bit of time with us. We greatly appreciate that and look forward to partnering with you in November. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you all for coming to this, and I look forward to working with some of you as partners.